Sin City Submission Series is proudly brought to you by CBD Health Solutions, injitsu.com, Impact Dental Designs NYC, and Zebra Mats. Train with confidence.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza. I am joined by the owner and operator of Sin City Submission Series 1, Mike Wilson. Mike, how are you doing, sir?
Pretty good today, Raph. How are you, my brother?
Very good. So we're starting off real hot and heavy right now, right?
We're starting off hot and heavy. In this first match, we got Keith Krikorian battling it out against Elijah Tagalog. Elijah actually just got his black belt the day before he came out to Vegas for this tournament from Gracie Baja Carlsbad, I believe.
Awesome. And of course, Keith's reputation precedes himself. I think we're all kind of familiar with what he's been doing. He's been on a tear, but this is one of the first major tournaments that I've seen him come back on, right?
Well, you know, the competition scene has been, nice little entry off of that arm drag with Keith jumping on the back. Transition into some leg attacks. A pretty nice little go between there. Keith, because of his reputation being such a stellar competitor, he, he's competed all over the world and particularly all over the U.S. in the last year or two and really made his name. Obviously, with Corona going on, there's been a limit of competitions, but we were super stoked to have him here competing with us.
I like the fact that there was a slight push and then a quick apology by his opponent Elijah over here for just a second. He was like, "Hey man, listen, I want to go hard, but not that hard."
Right? So, it's like it's the first match of the day. Let's get warmed up. But when there's this kind of money on the line, I definitely think that it pushed the submissions. And, it's going to push the action here.
Absolutely. And it already pulled a guard, and we are seeing an attempt to go ahead and start passing. Of course, one of the things that we have to get used to as we're watching this is the use of the cage. And I believe that does change some of the dynamics for the grappling, correct?
100%. The use of the cage was something I was pretty adamant about because, we're going to see a little no-arm triangle attempt here from Keith on the bottom. Trying to lock in. Now, it looks like the arm is in, but I'm right up there, and you could tell that I actually remember specifically seeing that there was no arm in, and it is tight around the neck. The angle that Keith ended up getting on this, man, I thought it was really close, and Elijah is battling his way out of there, finally gets his way past, and looking to establish, man, Keith with the guard retention is unbelievable.
That's the unfortunate part of that position is, yeah, sure, you might not get it, but you might be a little tired for the wear after getting out of a triangle like that.
Dude, when you're getting your head squeezed on, it's going to take some effect, no doubt. Keith here on this Ashi entry, trying to create some action here. He was real aggressive, come back up on top and cutting out a little bit camera frame, but they're establishing the position was just a lot different using the cage, like you were saying before. That strategy is going to come into play because, you're going to be pushed into it at some point.
Absolutely. And I mean, one of the things that's interesting is you get used to this fact that the cage does change the angles. It does change a little bit of your ring out position. But in a certain way, it's kind of nice because you know where you can go. If you can see your limitation, you could start to build that into part of your plan. And I've seen it used even within Wrestling Underground with a lot of the guys getting used to it in a different sense of ring outs. Keith already starting to re-guard here very quickly. And that is, I think, one of the most beneficial parts of his game. Keith in again, attacking on the leg, does not get it, but is just relentless on his attacks.
Man, one thing that impressed me with Elijah was his relentless passing abilities. He was really, really pushing the pressure on Keith. You could see here he's almost established. Keith getting back up to his knees, but Elijah looking to cover those hips and get into a north-south position and establish that pass. I was pretty impressed with his no-gi passing.
Now, I mean, this is always the most deceptive part. Keith is underneath, but is always looking for one of those legs. And I think that's one of the best parts is he's able to go from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Yeah, when he locks it in, it's you're in the crocodile's mouth, and it's a matter of him kind of testing, the waters and seeing when his right moment to strike is, because you see a lot of these entries, Elijah doing a really good job of getting his hips out and escaping the knee line before Keith really gets a bite on anything. But you can see that Keith is systematically testing his entries and seeing what works. One thing I did consider is that leg lockers maybe have a little more benefit in the cage due to the stopping the rolls. When you're escaping, especially like an outside heel hook, you're going to be spinning and rotating your hips and your body together, and that cage prevents that. At a certain point, you're going to run into it.
And I don't want to speak on behalf of Elijah trying to move there, but it did look for a split second, he kind of like gauged it and said, I can't roll here. So I have to address it bit by bit. And again, Keith, nonstop on this right now.
Looks like he made his way to DOA. He entered on a standard Ashi transition and passed the legs over. He is outside attacking that outside heel hook again, and it is a submission. It was locked in extremely tight. It had the nice bend in the knee, creating a lot of compression. And man, Elijah put up a great defense, but ultimately Keith Krikorian got the submission right there at the outside heel hook.
Great stuff there. And now gets the hand raised by the very ugly referee right there.
Thank God that guy's wearing a mask.
Yeah, for real, man. That's pretty gross things.
So that was our first matchup, jumping out the gate at 155 pounds. What we did is we ended up going to 175 pounds on the left side of the bracket. That way we jump between both weight classes. So